Almost Famous with John Shea. Featuring local and independent musicians from the South Shore, Boston, and New England. On 95.9 WATD.
Welcome to the Tiny Stage Hour of Almost Famous 95.9 WATD, introducing you to independent bands and musicians from across New England every Tuesday night, 8 to 10, brought to you by Tiny and Sons Glass. First of all, if you're a local musician with original music and you'd like to hear it on the radio, get in contact with me. Find all the information on the Almost Famous page at 959watd.com. You can also subscribe to our podcast by searching Almost Famous WATD on your favorite podcast app, or at almostfamousradio.com, and follow us tonight on Facebook and Instagram at Almost Famous Radio. So tonight we're being joined by an old friend of the radio station, somebody who I haven't talked to in years, and that would be Sarah Blacker. Good evening, how you doing?
I'm good, John. It's so nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
It's good to hear your voice again.
Man, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've been on a radio show, so this feels really great.
Yeah, it feels amazing. Now, we are doing this through Zoom, and it's kind of a one-way link here because I can hear you and see you, but you can hear me but not see me because there's no camera here in the studio, which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Well, like we were chatting before the show, that I think this year's really aged us all, so for better or for worse, you can see my increasing gray hairs, and who knows about you? I'll see you when we're in person.
Exactly. Yeah, that's coming up soon. We're going to talk about a cool show that we're partnering up on. But yeah, Face for Radio is kind of the theme for quarantine.
Yeah, my sweatshirt section has definitely grown.
So for those who might not be familiar with you, who is Sarah Blacker?
Well, I am a female musician from Salem, Mass. I'm also a music therapist, and yeah, I've been kind of performing and songwriting for quite a long time, and I've been on this scene here in New England for quite a while. So yeah, just I play guitar, ukulele, piano, and I sing, and I've got a really awesome band who will be joining me at the show that we will talk about.
The last time that you were here we were just talking about 2015. You had just released your album In Waves. So update us on what's been new in your life since 2015.
Well, after I released that album, I did a cross-country tour solo in my car and, a few other Midwestern tours. Unfortunately, I know my story about foot injuries, but it got to be that I decided that being a road warrior felt a little unhealthy to me after a series of events in my life, and so I ended up kind of focusing on doing some more music therapy, and I ran an activities department in a nursing home for a few years and ended up leaving in February right before COVID hit. So since then I really haven't had time to record a full album. I've done a couple singles, and I was gonna do a full album this year, but of course it didn't feel like the right time to put out a pledge music campaign and ask people for money when we were all kind of struggling. So I decided to go back to grad school instead and get my clinical mental health counseling degree.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's been going really well. I'm really loving it.
So as things are starting to reopen, and it's going to be a slow process, there's no doubt about that. However, we are teaming up for an outdoor show happening on this Saturday. It's June 26th at Soul Homestead Farm in Middleborough. So, Sarah, what can people expect to hear from you that afternoon?
Oh man, we're so excited. I'm going to be joined by my husband and drummer, Aaron Katz, on drums, and good friend Phil Selesnik on keys, and they both sing amazing harmonies. So yeah, we've got, more than an album's worth of new material that we were playing before, we kind of stopped doing in-person venues. We've done, I guess we did a show with Phil last summer, but anyway, long story short, we're going to do some new songs, we'll do some old songs, some new covers, and hopefully some ironic COVID storytelling experiences as well.
That sounds great. And later on in this hour, we are going to give away a pair of tickets to that show. But for the time being, you can learn more information at soulhomestead.org and just click the music tab at the top of the page. That'll send you to the page where you can buy tickets and get more information about the concert happening on Saturday, June 26th at Soul Homestead in Middleborough. Sarah Blacker and her band are going to be the headliner. Opening up that night is a local act, Megan Lynch, who's been here before as well. But Sarah, let's start off with a song. What are we listening to first tonight?
So first, we're going to hear a song from my 2013 album, Precious Little Things. It's called These Summer Nights.
All right, Sarah Blacker on the tiny stage, 95.9 WATD.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Morning air comes cloaked and warm, and the night it laps my sheets, entering my lungs, idyllic melodies so sweet, playing notes of gardenia, honeysuckle and cut grass. The summer never stays long enough to last. These nights we stay awake later, our hair is growing longer, and we would rather laugh. Warm air, our voices make the leaves dance. We think, would we believe it, for midsummer's magic chance. The sidewalks, dewdrops linger as they slide between my toes. I am breaking your heart, but for now I've gotta go. He is like a fallen angel, I'd like to wear his breath. And she told me I'm a dancer, but you know we were what's left. These nights we stay awake later, our hair is growing longer, and we would rather laugh. Warm air, our voices make the leaves dance. We think, would we believe
Sarah Blacker on the tiny stage tonight, 95.9 WATD, trying things remote through Zoom this evening, and that's These Summer Nights. That was amazing, Sarah. Nice job on that.
Thank you. That song has evolved a lot since I recorded it, and some of the lyrics have changed for the better, and I'm excited to be playing that one live with the band. That one always is such a fun song to get everybody going.
Talk about the evolution of that song.
Yeah, sure. So this song was written, forever ago, and I had a couple good friends coming to visit, or who were visiting, and we were having one of those like epic summer evenings. We were cooking out, trying to start a fire, sitting up on our porch. I was living in Cambridge, and we were just up singing the whole night, and it was windy and hot and just amazing. And so my dear friend Leanne said, I wonder if you could write a song about tonight. And so I tried. And I think since the song has become part of our repertoire with my current band, it's just taken on a little bit of a different groove. We stretch it out at the end, and I changed the lyrics in the first line. I don't know, like as a young songwriter, sometimes you put in a lyric that's really evocative and makes sense to you, and then when you hear it on the record, you're like, oh, I should never have said that. So I have a line in that song, and it says fingering my nostrils. And I don't know if you remember like the Disney cartoons when you'd see a pie in the window and then this like smoky finger that would come along and like pull you towards the pie. So that's what I was trying to represent. But I have since changed the line to entering my lungs, and I cringe whenever I hear that line on the record. So you'll have to listen for it next time you hear it.
I never noticed that. Now I probably won't be able to not notice it.
Well, that's good that you never noticed it. Hopefully I haven't ruined the song for everyone now.
So walk us through how you typically write, Sarah.
So, I've always had like a inner compass that has pulled me to the songwriting space. So call it the muse, call it what you will. I just feel this sort of like need to get to the guitar. And a lot of times like the melody will come to me first, a little bit of a hook. I might record it into my phone and then go up to the guitar, and then I'll hear what I want to play usually, and then just kind of sound it out as I go. Other times, I'm just kind of messing around on the guitar, and I might come up with an interesting lick, and I'm like, oh, this needs to have a song around it. So typically I write the chorus first, and then the verses and the bridge last. And I like to have just kind of interesting parts. I think of songs in parts, so like different hammer-ons or different leading tones on the guitar, and just a little bit of, I guess, character, a little bit of interest as opposed to just strummy, strummy, strum.
When do you know a song is ready?
That's a good question. It always feels really good to play a new song. It feels great to share it with my band. It feels really exciting to share it with an audience. And I tend to be the kind of artist who, I don't know, like I'm such a perfectionist as a person, but when I play music, I am also really like particular about how I want things to sound, but I also like to present things to an audience before they're completely finished and like kind of let them breathe. I think a song is just like a vehicle for transformation, and once it's out there, it's gonna change. So I like to put it out there when it's fresh, fresh baked.
Especially now, over the last decade or so, the music industry has evolved and changed so much, and is changing so quickly. How do you keep your ideas current?
Well, I'm sort of an old soul, and I do think about this a lot, where, I struggle with the sound of music that you hear on the Grammys a lot of times. There are still incredible songwriters and incredible songs being put out into the world, but a lot of the new music really doesn't resonate with me. I'm not the biggest fan of like, hey, let's purchase and download a beat and then sing a couple hooks and auto-tune the crap out of them and then release that and it's a hit. That's not how I stay current. So maybe I don't stay current. Maybe I'm still stuck in the 90s and the classic rock era, because I was raised on some of the best songwriters ever, Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Joni Mitchell, Yes, Pink Floyd, just stuff like that. I'd rather sound more like that, and if I attract an older audience, then that's okay with me. And the good news is they share my music with their kids, so maybe their kids will grow into my audience. I don't know. The millennial generation, my music might not pertain to. We might skip that generation a little bit.
Let's hear another song, Sarah. What are we listening to next on the Tiny Stage?
Sure. So next up is a brand new COVID song. It's called Horizon Line. And I think it was cultivated from the idea that we have to lift each other up because of all the difficult things we've been through and are going through right now and had to go through this past year, and really came to light. So I wrote this song with the hope that everybody remembers that, like, we are okay, and if we're not okay, then that's okay too, and there are ways to lift each other up.
Let's take a listen. Sarah Blacker on the Tiny Stage, 95.9 WATD.
1, 2, 3, 4. I used to bend and break my heart so that I wouldn't fall apart. Make everybody smile so they wouldn't see my scars. I used to give away my time, bow my head and walk the line, tell everyone white lies so they wouldn't see my eyes. But I'm so much stronger than the horizon line, and I'll hold you up if you break your heart, 'cause I've still got mine. I've still got mine. I used to sleep with swollen tears and dance around with frozen fears and tell you I was fine so you wouldn't worry about me. I have a way of doing things so you can't tell I am drowning, but isn't that the truth for everyone else too? And I'm so much stronger than the horizon line, and I'll hold you up if you break your heart, 'cause I've still got mine. Yeah, I've still got mine. Yes, I will, yeah. I'm so much stronger than the horizon line, and I'll hold you up if you break your heart, 'cause I've still got my still got my
Sarah Blacker on the Tiny Stage, 95.9 WATD. Nice job on that.
Thank you. I'm excited to record that one. I started a project recording it with people remotely, and then I kind of rearranged the arrangement, so it's taking a little longer than expected, but it will be released eventually.
Fantastic. Looking forward to it. We are up against our first break of the 9 o'clock hour, but we have a lot more to chat about. And don't forget, too, in just a bit, we're going to give away some tickets to see Sarah Blacker live at the Soul Homestead Farm in Middleborough this Saturday. So stick around for that. More coming your way here on Almost Famous 95.9 WATD.
And now, back to Almost Famous on 95.9 WATD.
Welcome back to the Tiny Stage Hour, Almost Famous 95.9 WATD, introducing you to independent bands and musicians from across New England. Brought to you by Tiny & Sons Glass, and tonight we're being joined by Sarah Blacker. Good evening, how you doing?
I'm good, John. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm great. Even better now that I get to talk to you. It's been way too long.
I know, it really has.
So introduce yourself again, if you would.
Sure. So my name is Sarah Blacker. I'm a singer-songwriter from Salem, Massachusetts, and I'm also a music therapist, and yeah, that's kind of who I am.
How about your website and any social media pages?
Oh, that's such a good idea, John. Thank you. Yeah, we were just talking about how I've fallen off the self-promotion wagon. But here I am. I'm going to promote myself. So my website is sarahblacker.com. My Facebook page is facebook.com/sarahblackermusic. And yeah, I'm on Instagram, just Sarah Blacker. Sarah's got an H. And you can drop me a line and let me know what you think about these new songs.
And a show coming up where you can see Sarah Blacker and her band live this Saturday in Middleborough at Soul Homestead Farm. Soulhomestead.org is the website. But what can people expect that night?
A lot of excitement from us as the band to be playing live in front of people. And some new songs, some songs from all of my different albums, and my husband Aaron is an amazing songwriter too, so Aaron Katz will be doing some of his songs as well, and hopefully some new covers.
Fantastic. So you studied at Berklee College of Music. Talk about that experience.
I mean, the way I tell people about it, people call it Berserkly, but it definitely felt like I was in a circus of some of the most talented and bizarre people I've ever met.
I think that's true with music school and art school. I went to an art school and it was the same situation.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a homecoming, right? Where you're maybe the strange one in your hometown, and then you end up in a place like that and you're like, oh, all right. These are my people. So yeah, Berklee was incredible. I went there knowing that all I wanted to do was play music and write songs. I had no idea what I was going to do. And then during orientation, I found music therapy, which was the marriage of everything I am passionate about in life. And so I ended up picking an actual career track as opposed to just professional music or performing, which there really are no guarantees in the music industry, as you and I know, John.
Absolutely.
Sarah, it was amazing.
Speaking of songs, let's hear another one. What are we listening to next?
So next up is a song from my very first album. It's called Sandpiper. And I wrote the song for my folks when they moved to Hull, right here on the South Shore.
All right, let's hear it. Sarah Blacker on the Tiny Stage, 95.9 WATD.
1, 2, 3. The sandpiper's call is for you. This time he's soaring on the winds of all you dare to hope for, and I hope for all your dreams to come true. I hope for all your dreams to come true this time. Yeah, I hope for all your dreams to come true. On this side of heaven, the table's set for two this time. The ever-changing landscapes paint your sky and open up your floor. And I hope for all your dreams to come true. I hope for all your dreams to come true this time. Yeah, I hope for all your dreams to come true. The thinner field of flowers you may have found yourself in has made way for towers of sun streaming in, and time is serving hours for this new chapter to begin. And I hope for all your dreams to come true. I hope for all your dreams to come true this time. Yeah, I hope for all your dreams to come true. I hope for all your dreams to come true this time. Yeah, I hope for all your dreams to come true.
.959 WATD tonight. We're on the tiny stage with Sarah Blacker. Nice job. That was great.
Thanks, John. That one's been in the pocket for many a year.
And you said you were thinking about your parents. I forgot that you have some South Shore ties.
I do. Yep. My folks live in Hull. I remember sitting on the settee in the kitchen trying to play that song for my mom right after I first wrote it in like 2008. And I couldn't get through it because I was just crying. I was like, Mommy, I wrote you a song. And then I couldn't even play it. And then she starts crying. And then my dad, when we first played him the recording of it, he was like, why are you doing this music thing? I don't understand why you want to sleep on couches and give up your sanity. And then I remember bringing him that demo from another South Shore studio, which no longer exists. And he's just sitting on the couch crying like a baby. He's like, I understand now.
You mentioned music therapy. Talk about that. How did that become part of your life?
Sure. So we were chatting about Berklee a little bit, but like I said, I kind of found out about it during the orientation tour when I first got to Berklee. And, you know, it's based in psychology. It's based in empirical research. It's like kind of how I am as a person. It's like right and left brain. So it's using music as medicine. So it knows and has researched the effects of music on the brain and all the systems of the body for, you know, women giving birth, for neonatal infants, for people with Alzheimer's, for, you know, adults and kiddos with intellectual disabilities, and and physical needs. So yeah, I mean, I've been doing it for about 16 years and I've worked in many Boston hospitals. I'm currently just doing like contract work and private practice stuff, and once I get my LMHC, then I'll be able to hop in an RV and play shows and work remotely, and the rest is history. That's what I'm aiming for. I'm in grad school to get more freedom in life. How's that?
That's great. This is a loaded question that I'm sure is not easily answerable in just a few moments that we have. But how do your clients typically respond to music?
Yeah, that is a loaded question.
Well, give me one example.
Well, right now I'm working a lot on Zoom, so initially it was like, oh my God, how is this even going to work? But I work with a lot of kids with autism, and for them, they feel comfortable and safe in their home environment a lot of times, so they're able to be on screen and participate in something that's success-based and fun. So, you know, I have one gal that like makes up words. I'll play, you know, I can see clearly now, and she'll write an entire new verse. You know, we'll break out in laughter in a group just making silly sounds. I run a mental health group, and it's about finding songs and the themes in the songs that promote altruism and promote cohesiveness, and that nobody's really alone, and that we can help each other. So it's really dependent on the moment and who's there, and even what the song is, of course, if they like the song or not. But typically it's it feels pretty magical.
That's amazing. Sarah Blacker is who we're chatting with tonight here on the tiny stage on 95.9 WATD. Let's do another song. What are we going to listen to next?
Sure. So next is another new song, which some folks may have heard live. We've been doing this one for a little bit. It's called Walk On. And it's just about continuing to put one foot in front of the other and move forward even when it feels like you're in quicksand.
Let's hear it. Sarah Blacker on the tiny stage tonight, 95.9 WATD.
1, 2, 3.
I'll carry this weight around so you don't have to. All I want is to be next to you. I've been your dime store martyr, your rest stop blues. Now that it's all over, I knew that I'd lose. There's nothing I can do but find the twinkling of the rays. Walk on and walk on, walk on. There's nothing I can do but count the seconds and the days. Walk on, walk on, walk on. It'll get easier somehow. Well, most of the time we'd walk straight along the line, never slowing down, ticking time bombs, acting fine. I'm tired of living a lie. Too many nights I've cried. Everything I showed you, now I'll go high. There's nothing I can do but find the twinkling of the rays. Walk on, walk on, walk on. There's nothing I can do but count the seconds and the days. Walk on, walk on, walk on. It'll get easier somehow. Somebody throw me a rope. My heart is in my throat. Its beating gives me hope. Covered in moonlight and smoke, I'm starting to choke. Just thought you'd like to know. There's nothing I can do but find the twinkling of the rays. Walk on, walk on, walk on. There's nothing I can do but count the seconds and the days. Walk on, yeah. There's nothing I can do but find the twinkling of the rays. Walk on. There's nothing I can do but count the seconds and the days. Walk on, walk on, walk on. It'll get easier somehow. Somehow it'll get easier. Yeah, it'll get easier somehow.
Switching over to uke for that song, Sarah Blacker on the tiny stage tonight, 95.9 WATD. Nice job on that.
Thanks, John.
Take us through how you wrote that one.
So, I've always found a place in songs to process things that are difficult to otherwise process. So I know, some people paint pictures, some people write poetry, but for me to use metaphors and to use the template of a song to say things that maybe you don't want to just outright say, that song has a lot of that steeped in it, but also the obvious metaphor of Sarah has a shaman foot, which I have had maybe 12 injuries in my foot or something.
Oh, jeez.
My foot, I download different messages from it at different times in life, but typically it's just telling me to slow down, which I think I've finally learned to do. So that song is a little homage to my special left foot, which I love dearly.
Fantastic. Hopefully those are in the past now.
Oh, well, it's an everyday experience of what's the foot gonna do today, but I take good care of it, and I can no longer wear cute shoes. I have orthotics and moleskin and all sorts of special things that I do for my special foot.
So you've toured all around the world. What are some of your favorite places to play?
Off the top of my head, Philadelphia has been one of my very favorite cities. I considered moving there for a while. The state of Pennsylvania, I always tell people that I think I lived in like the Lancaster area in a past life. For whatever reason, I can thank my friend Mike Males and all the work he's put in to really help me build the following there. But there's like this whole community of music lovers down in the Lancaster, York, sort of northern rural New Jersey tip, and yeah, they just love music down there. And you can hit Pittsburgh, you can hit Philly, you can hit Lancaster, and the Poconos. I really love the crew down there. I could just spend and used to go down there a couple times a month. So that's been great. And then, when I toured Germany, that was another really incredible thing to like go all the way across the world and have 3 sold out shows and
have people responding to your music must be just amazing.
Yeah, it was like bizarre. Everybody knew the words, and I'm like, how did this happen? And they were so nice. And as a Jew, like I'm half Jewish, as a Jew going to Germany, I was like initially a little bit like they're probably just gonna hate me, but it was really healing to go there and to feel the love, with such a horrific past that my family was a part of in Germany. So yeah, that was special.
That's amazing. Wow, that's incredible.
It was good. It was really healing.
We're chatting with Sarah Blacker tonight on the Tiny Stage, and let's keep on going with the music. What are we going to listen to next?
So this next song is another new one. It's called Little Bird, and I think we can live within the confines of what we think other people want us to do and want us to be like. So in a way, I was writing this song to myself and other people that might feel as though they can't step into their power. And I think that, stepping into that power in a lot of ways can make you feel like a little bird just flying away from the things that no longer work for you.
Let's hear it. Sarah Blacker on the Tiny Stage, 95.9 WATD.
1, 2, 3, here we go.
I'll turn the tide and dive right in. Oh, fly.
Sarah Blacker on the tiny stage, 95.9 WATD. Nice job on that.
Thanks, John. That one's so much fun to play with the band. I can't wait for you guys to hear it. It's the groove that gets going is, my favorite album as a kid. One of them was Paul Simon's Graceland. So this song, it feels really momentous, like that whole album to me.
Cool. Well, let's talk about the show happening on Saturday. It's at Soul Homestead Farm in Middleborough, and you're going to be taking the stage around 5:30 that night, I think it is.
It's like a matinee.
Yeah, it is.
I can be in bed by 9.
Exactly. I love it. Megan Lynch is going to be opening up at around 4:30, so you can get your tickets right now at soulhomestead.org or visit our Facebook page, the Almost Famous Facebook page, and you can get the links to buy tickets to that. We're going to give away tickets in just a moment, but what can people expect to hear that night?
So yeah, we're really excited. So you'll probably hear little squeals of joy coming from all of us, and a lot of new songs and old songs and some covers and some of Aaron's songs too. Aaron, my husband and drummer.
Percy Hill,
So,
good
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah, Percy Hill and Aaron Katz band. So get ready to dance too. I hope everybody will shake a little tail feather.
Before we go into our final break, let's give away a pair of tickets to the show. Sarah, pick a number between 1 and 10.
Oh, let's go with 3.
All right, 3. Caller number 3 right now, 781-837-4900, 781-837-4900. We'll give away a pair of tickets to see Sarah Blacker and Megan Lynch both playing at Soul Homestead Farm this Saturday. It's an early show, about 4 o'clock is, I think, when the gates open. 4:30 music starts. So caller number 3 right now, 781-837-4900. And we have one more song from Sarah on the tiny stage right after this. Stick around.
And now, back to Almost Famous on 95.9 WATD.
For the final time tonight, welcome back to the tiny stage on 95.9 WATD, introducing you to independent bands and musicians from across New England, brought to you by Tiny & Sons Glass. Tonight we're being joined by Sarah Blacker. How you doing?
I'm good, John, and I think I've never put together the Tiny & Sons Glass and Tiny Stage until now. So I'm feeling really good about that connection.
Yes. Tiny, by the way, is Tiny is sponsoring the show, by the way, on Saturday at Soul Homestead, where you're going to be performing for the first time in a long time. It's going to be great to get you back on the South Shore.
I'm so excited.
Soulhomestead.org is the website to get your tickets. There are a few more left. It's going to be Saturday, late afternoon, 4:30 is when music starts. Megan Lynch is opening up the show. Sarah takes the stage at about 5:30. It's going to be a great night of music. But for those who want to learn more about you right now, Sarah, what's your website and social media pages?
So my website is sarahblacker.com and facebook.com/Sarah Blacker Music. If you want to watch videos, hit up some YouTube goodness, just Sarah Blacker is my handle on Instagram. If you want to follow my puppy, he's Bruce from Salem. I feel like I'm more active on his page these days.
I gotta say, I miss Beasley too. Beasley was my buddy whenever he used to come to the studio here. Beasley would sleep underneath the control board.
Man, I miss that dog every day of my life. He was my best friend and tour mate. So I if you believe in reincarnation, he has little white patches on his feet and his belly, and I think Beasley gave him some kisses up in heaven before he sent him down to us. But he's also part gremlin, so he's still learning how to be a...
Is Bruce coming to the show on Saturday?
I wish. I don't think he's ready. I think he's going to be sleeping at home. But I would love to bring him, but he'll just eat everything. I mean, he wants to taste the world.
Before we head into our final song, what's a song you wish you had written?
Ooh, John, hitting with the good questions. I mean, my brain automatically goes to Joni Mitchell. That I could answer that question in millions of ways. I mean, Lord.
The whole Blue album?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Both Sides Now would probably be... And it's not even, like, my very favorite Joni song. I just think, like, those timeless classic songs, like a lot of the jazz standards, I wish I could write a song that, like, everyone in the world would want to cover and do different versions of, and it would go into the real book and people would rearrange it. So I think some of those jazz standards, there's an Ella song I think of, Spring Can Really Hang You Up the Most. I don't know. I could go on and on. I would like to have written all of the songs.
How about the opposite end of the spectrum? A song you would wipe off the planet Earth that you absolutely hate.
Oh, geez. Probably Meatloaf's The Dashboard one. What's the title of that?
Paradise by the Dashboard Light?
Paradise of the Dashboard. I haven't allowed myself to correctly memorize the title. That song literally makes me want to hurl. Like, I hear it at a restaurant, I want to shred the tablecloth and scream.
It's an oldie but a goodie.
Skin off. So, that one's no good. It's way too long also.
It is. We are up against our final song of the night, Sarah. What are you taking us up to 10 o'clock with?
So the title track from my 2015 album, In Waves, I certainly think we can think about how, many things have come through in waves this year. Waves of COVID, of course, waves of emotion, waves of sleeplessness, waves of,
everything.
Too much wine and chocolate, right? Just racism, on and on and on. It's been a wild ride. So this song just speaks to all of those tides that roll in by way of course, this is one of my only love songs, but truly just saying, I felt love for this person in waves, but I don't sing it about that person anymore.
Sarah Blacker, thank you again. We'll talk to you soon, and we'll see you on Saturday.
I can't wait. Thanks so much for everything, John.
My pleasure.
So much fun.
1, 2, 1, 2. Ooh.